Let everything that has breath praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. One more time. Let everything that has breath praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. As we hear these next couple songs, and blessed to hear from the orchestra and others right there. Faye, just tell us a little bit about the orchestra and where they're all from and kind of briefly how they started. We're looking forward to hearing these next members.
This is the Christian Fellowship Orchestra, and we had to discontinue during the COVID and everything, but we got back started in 2 years later exactly, March of 22, and the people in the group represent, I don't know, 6 or 7 or 8 different churches in the area, and as well as just from the community at large, and maybe a small group kind of a thing, you know. So they all love playing for the Lord, and this is just a real blessing to me to be able to have a group like this, and they are all excited about being in the group and really enjoy the fellowship. And so they're from, they meet in my garage on Monday nights, and so we can't be too big, otherwise we won't fit. We're kind of a small group, so when we perform, we hope that we are not missing too many people. We're missing our bass player today, but we're still able to kind of make it work. So anyway, this first song we're going to do for you is an arrangement of a hymn called "I Sing the Mighty Power of God," and it was written in the 18th century by the famous writer Isaac Watts. This hymn talks about the power of God as demonstrated through his creation. The song says, "I sing the mighty power of God that made the mountains rise, that spread the flowing seas abroad and built the lofty skies. I sing the wisdom in ordaining the sun to rule the day. The moon shines full at his command, and all the stars obey." 'Tis so sweet to trust in Jesus. This song was originally written right around 1880 by Louisa Stead, right after her husband died trying to save a drowning boy at Long Island Sound in New York. It was through this tragedy that she was able to learn to trust in Jesus. She was left destitute with a young daughter to care for, but she experienced the different ways that God provided for her and her daughter's needs. Later, she and her daughter moved to South Africa to do missionary work, and while there, she remarried and continued to do missionary work for many years thereafter. In Isaiah 12, verse 2, it says, "Behold, God is my salvation. I will trust and not be afraid."
Thank you so much to the orchestra. Let's give them a hand one more time.